Fighters are fast, agile combat aircraft designed primarily to destroy other aircraft in the sky. They are the sword and shield of any air force. The F-86 Sabre was among the first to prove what jet-powered air-to-air combat truly looked like over Korea. Interceptors are a specialized breed of fighter built for one job: reaching an incoming threat as fast as possible and destroying it before it reaches its target. The MiG-25 Foxbat was the Soviet answer to that need, built around pure, terrifying speed. Multi-role fighters are the Swiss Army knives of modern air power, capable of dogfighting, precision bombing, and defense suppression in a single airframe. The F-16 Fighting Falcon became the defining example, serving in dozens of air forces worldwide. Air superiority fighters exist to dominate the sky, to clear it of enemy aircraft and hold it. They are the purest expression of aerial combat performance. The F-15 Eagle has never lost an air-to-air engagement, making it the gold standard of the category. Stealth fighters combine low radar observability with combat performance, allowing them to enter contested airspace undetected. The F-22 Raptor took this concept to its extreme, an aircraft that can engage and disengage before the enemy even knows it is there. Bombers are large aircraft designed to carry heavy payloads deep into enemy territory and destroy strategic targets, infrastructure, industry, and military installations. The B-52 Stratofortress has fulfilled that role for America for over 7 decades. Strategic bombers operate at the highest level of warfare, capable of striking targets anywhere on Earth, including nuclear delivery. The B-2 Spirit added stealth to that equation, making it able to penetrate the most heavily defended airspace on the planet. Tactical bombers are wanted for the battlefield rather than strategic targets, striking troop concentrations, supply lines, and frontline positions in direct support of ground operations. The Su-34 Fullback is Russia's primary aircraft for that demanding role. Dive bombers attack by plunging almost vertically toward their target, releasing bombs at close range for maximum accuracy. It was a brutal and effective technique. The Ju-87 Stuka became the most feared symbol of that concept during the Second World War. Torpedo bombers fly low and slow over water to launch self-propelled torpedoes at enemy ships, one of the most dangerous attack profiles in aviation. The Fairy Swordfish proved that a slow, outdated aircraft could still sink the most powerful warships afloat. Ground attack aircraft are built to survive close to the Earth and punish enemy forces on the ground, absorbing fire, pressing the attack, and returning home. The Su-25 Frogfoot was built on that philosophy, armored and aggressive, proven in wars across decades. Close air support aircraft operate directly over friendly troops, engaging enemy forces in immediate contact with the ground. It demands toughness, precision, and the ability to absorb punishment. The A-10 Warthog was purpose-built for exactly that brutal environment. Reconnaissance aircraft gather intelligence, photographing enemy positions, infrastructure, and military movements from altitudes too high to intercept. The U-2 flew that mission over the Soviet Union during the Cold War's most dangerous years. Surveillance aircraft maintain persistent watch over a battlefield or region, feeding real-time intelligence to commanders. Unlike reconnaissance aircraft, they observe continuously rather than in passes. The E-8 Joint Stars tracked ground forces across entire front lines. Spy planes penetrate denied airspace to collect intelligence, relying on speed, altitude, or stealth rather than weapons. The SR-71 Blackbird used pure velocity as its defense, flying so fast that no missile in service could ever catch it. Electronic warfare aircraft fight not with guns or bombs, but by jamming enemy radar, disrupting communications, and blinding air defense systems. The EA-18G Growler is the premier example. It clears the electromagnetic path for every strike package behind it. Airborne early warning aircraft carry powerful radar systems aloft, extending detection range far beyond what ground stations can achieve. They see the entire air picture and direct the battle. The E-3 Sentry has been the backbone of that mission for NATO for decades. Military transport aircraft move troops, equipment, and supplies to where they are needed, often into austere or dangerous environments. The C-130 Hercules became the definitive example, capable of operating from unprepared strips in the most demanding conditions. Airliners are large commercial aircraft designed to carry paying passengers efficiently across regional or intercontinental routes. The Boeing 747 redefined what was possible, carrying hundreds of passengers across oceans and making mass air travel genuinely affordable. Regional jets serve shorter routes connecting smaller cities to major hubs, too long for turboprops, too thin for large airliners. The Bombardier CRJ-200 filled that gap perfectly, becoming one of the most common aircraft on short-haul routes across North America. Turboprop airliners use propeller engines driven by jet turbines, offering superior fuel efficiency on short, low-altitude routes where pure jets are uneconomical. The ATR-72 dominates that segment globally, connecting communities that larger jets simply cannot serve profitably. Business jets give corporations and high-net-worth individuals the ability to travel on their own schedule, to destinations and at speeds commercial airlines cannot match. The Gulfstream G650 sits at the very top of that category, fast, long-ranged and exceptionally capable. Very light jets bring jet performance to the smallest and most affordable end of private aviation, single-pilot operated, economical to run and practical for short trips. The Citation Mustang proved the category was viable and opened jet ownership to a wider market. Amphibious aircraft can operate from both water and land, removing the need for prepared runways entirely. This makes them invaluable for remote operations and maritime patrol. The PBY Catalina used that versatility to patrol oceans and rescue airmen across World War II. Float planes replace conventional landing gear with pontoons, allowing them to operate exclusively from water. They are essential in regions where lakes outnumber airports. The de Havilland Beaver became the definitive example, opening up Canada's remote wilderness. Agricultural aircraft, commonly called crop dusters, are purpose-built to apply pesticides, fertilizers and seeds over large areas of farmland efficiently and precisely. The Air Tractor AT-802 is the largest and most capable single-engine aircraft built for that mission. Aerial firefighting aircraft drop water or retardant on wildfires to slow their spread and protect lives and property below. The Bombardier CL-415 was designed from scratch for that role, able to scoop water from open water surfaces and return to the fire within minutes. Maritime patrol aircraft conduct long-range surveillance over oceans, tracking surface vessels, hunting submarines and monitoring coastlines. The P-8 Poseidon modernized that mission, combining the range of a commercial airliner with a potent suite of sensors and weapons. Anti-submarine warfare aircraft specialize in detecting, tracking and, if necessary, destroying enemy submarines, one of the most technically demanding missions in aviation. The P-3 Orion performed that mission for the Western world for over half a century. Trainer aircraft exist to teach pilots the skills they need before moving to frontline combat jets, handling high performance, instrument flying and emergency procedures in a controlled environment. The T-38 Talon has prepared American fighter pilots and astronauts for decades. Aerobatic aircraft are engineered specifically to perform extreme maneuvers, rolls, spins, inverted flight and figures that standard aircraft simply cannot survive structurally. The Extra 300 became the benchmark of unlimited category competition aerobatics worldwide. Air racing aircraft are built for pure speed and agility around a defined course, stripped of everything unnecessary and optimized for competitive performance. The Pitts Special dominated sport aviation racing and airshow competition for decades with its compact biplane design. Utility aircraft are general-purpose light planes, used for training, personal travel, aerial survey and dozens of other roles. Simple, affordable and reliable are the priorities. The Cessna 172 became the most produced aircraft in history by perfectly hitting all three. Bush aircraft are rugged, short takeoff and landing machines built to operate from the most primitive surfaces: gravel bars, frozen lakes and clearings cut from forest. The DHC-2 Beaver defined that category, opening remote regions that had no other air access. Supersonic transports carry commercial passengers faster than the speed of sound, dramatically cutting travel time on long-haul routes. It is technically extraordinary and commercially difficult. Concorde remains the only aircraft to have successfully operated that mission in airline service. Hypersonic aircraft fly at speeds above Mach 5, a regime where conventional engines fail and entirely new propulsion technologies are required. The NASA X-43 pushed beyond Mach 9 using a scramjet engine, rewriting the boundaries of atmospheric flight entirely. Spaceplanes bridged the gap between aviation and spaceflight, launching beyond the atmosphere and returning to land on a runway like a conventional aircraft. The Space Shuttle was the first operational example, flying 135 missions over 3 decades of human spaceflight. Unmanned aerial vehicles operate without a pilot on board, controlled remotely or autonomously. They can loiter for hours over targets too dangerous or distant for crewed aircraft. The MQ-1 Predator transformed that concept from surveillance tool into a precision strike weapon. Unmanned combat aerial vehicles are purpose-built to find and destroy targets, combining the endurance of a drone with a meaningful weapons payload. The MQ-9 Reaper became the defining platform of modern remote warfare, hunting targets across multiple continents simultaneously. Solar-powered aircraft harvest energy directly from sunlight through photovoltaic cells, eliminating the need for conventional fuel entirely. Range and payload remain limited, but the concept is advancing rapidly. Solar Impulse 2 demonstrated its potential by circumnavigating the globe. Electric aircraft replace combustion engines with battery-powered electric motors, producing zero direct emissions. Currently limited to short ranges and light aircraft, the technology is evolving fast. The Pipistrel Velis Electro became the first electrically powered aircraft to earn full type certification. Aerial tankers transfer fuel to other aircraft in flight, dramatically extending their range and endurance. Without tankers, long-range power projection is simply impossible. The KC-135 Stratotanker has been enabling that capability for the US Air Force since the 1950s.